It's a foregone conclusion, Marcel.
Yeah, so we'll see. But I'm not taking it for granted.
Okay.
I need to work back to back and ensure that I get the maximum votes that I can get for my presidential candidate and myself. Yes, of course, by extension or by default. You are not wrong to say that once you are the candidate of the National Democratic Congress in the Southern constituency, it's a foregone conclusion that you're already the MP in waiting. So you may not be wrong, but I am not taking it for granted. I'm really working hard to ensure maximum or optimum victory.
And we'll come to that shortly. But since you are here, like I said, you work within the infrastructure chain. I'm wondering, I want to just read to you what they intend to do with the Tema Motorway. It's 39 months that they plan to complete this. Now, this is what they say. And I'm reading from the Ghanaian Times online. It says the project valued at more than $350 million is being undertaken under the public-private partnership arrangement and is being undertaken by a fully owned Ghanaian firm, Messrs. Maripoma Limited. It says, scheduled to be completed within 36 months after start. The scope of work includes a 10-lane divided high with a full access control express highways dedicated for thorough traffic and partial access control urban highway for local community traffic. First of all, I don't even understand. I'm confused. You will be confused. The words that if we put together doesn't add up for me. Then it also says, it also includes the reconstruction of the Tetekwachi interchange. That alone is significant work in itself.
The reconstruction of the Tetekwachi interchange, which is still under construction.
No, it was completed, is it not?
Anyway.
And then it says the
Tetekwachi, this way, not the Tema.
No,
that's fine. Okay, that's fine.
Construction of a new Teshi Link interchange.
Teshi, okay.
Construction of new Community 18 interchange. Construction of new Lashibi interchange. And integration of the Flower Pot interchange.
Okay.
Ashaiman interchange and Tema interchange.
Okay.
Yes, you I think you if you have time, you spend most of your time within that enclave.
Yeah, sure.
The construction of Tema Motorway in itself, reconstruction, is good news.
Tetekwachi.
No, Tema Motorway itself.
The one under construction.
Yes.
Yeah, the one under construction. Yes, it's good news.
Yeah.
They are adding another layer to what is already existing. You realize that part of it is being used for some time now.
Okay.
And as we speak, a layer is being added on. And so I'm sure that will ease the traffic the more, and it will give us more access and more links to the other outlets. And so that for me is good. The major one being described now as a PPP. Yes, I don't really know the capacity of the company in question, though. I've never heard of them in any of our road construction, let alone the Tema Motorway, which is a signature project that has lasted for over several years. And I wonder whether it's going to be bitumen, asphalt, or the old concrete we know. Baumia said in 2015, 2016 that they were going to do more of concrete roads. Yeah. I'm yet to see one that has been done over these 8 years. So I'm yet to actually look at the details of this new construction project we're talking about. And so I don't know whether it's going to be concrete or asphalt. But whatever there is, I think that, like you described, it is a very ambitious thing. We may be seeing one of these flashy highways we see in videos of China, Japan, and other countries. And why not? If we're able to do it, why not? But are we able to do it? That's the question. We always talk big, but when it comes to delivery, we have found one thing. Most of the construction works that are going on from Dohonya through to Tema roundabout, they are all stalled. Yeah. For lack of money, of course. So I think that we do too many things at the same time and don't succeed in any of them. I think it is high time we begin to focus or refocus on things that we need to do to make things easier and better for ourselves as a people. And of course, why not is good, but I think that, like you said earlier, your comments you made earlier, they will be going out of office just after 3 months.
Yes.
So I wonder, anyway, once it's a PPP and a private person who is in charge has the ability and capacity.
To raise
Why
the
not?
money.
My government, the NDC, our president candidate said that any project that is ongoing, when we come, we will make sure that we continue. Of course, once it's in the interest of Ghanaians, we will definitely continue. And once it's a private partnership with government, we will see the capacity of the individual involved, and then we'll continue with it. But I must say that it's a very, should I say, over-ambitious or ambitious project? Yeah, it's huge. But the language being used in the description,
yes,
except of course is the normal nomenclature of spoken word, poetry, and nothing to deliver on the ground. Like our president candidate said, we know Bawumia to be the one who can speak but when it comes to meet the press, then you see him fumbling and stammering. Maybe one of those things that they are still putting together to just deceive the Ghanaian masses that they have something good up their sleeve. Whatever it is, I think that the motorway needs to be redone and done very, very well. Better than what Kwame Nkrumah left for us so many years back. But if we can't meet that standard, then it's better we don't touch it. Because that is the only major highway, even though it's been infiltrated. So many outlets, people joining it in a way, anyhow, making U-turns, and it's crazy. But we can make it better.
Having said that, two things come to mind. One, do you think if we want to reconstruct it, we should stick to the concrete as much as possible?
Yeah, as much as possible, yes. Because concrete, what Kwame Nkrumah has done for us. But I seriously go back to think about the quality of cement and materials we have now, whether it will be able to match what was done so many years back. That's been my confusion.
Okay.
And there's always new technologies that are better than the old. So I am not directly in there in the road construction industry, but there are a lot of research that has been done. And so I'm sure that the material engineers will advise us better as to whichever one will last better. Okay. But I believe that the concrete has served us a lot of good. Okay. But whether we'll have all that capital overlay to be able to do that is another question. Yes.
And that was the next question I was coming to. Because road construction is very expensive.
Very, very expensive.
Very expensive.
Very expensive, yeah.
Knowing that you've been unable to deliver the project within 7 years, do you think it was a good idea in the first place to be breaking ground for the project 4 months into leaving office, knowing that if perhaps if you even secured a loan and there's a failure to deliver, the person who comes after you now have to go through the process of struggling to find money when Ghana is in this kind of situation?
No, these things we've seen them over and over again with the NPP government. They give contracts to people basically because they would want to take their whatever cut before they leave office and leave the rest for those who come over to suffer. And so it may be some of those things, or it may be just a political show off to the Ghanaians that they have us at heart. Over 7 years, what have we seen? How many of the interchanges that they have originally initiated, sought funding for, and executed completely? None. Most of them are things that they've inherited from the extra NDC government, and they still try to claim a complete ownership over them. I'm sure this is just one of, like you said, Kufuor implemented a single spine scheme. How many days to his departure from office and left it for Atamil to come and so forth. So it may be one of those. But for me, whatever it is, we are talking about Ghanaians. I'm sure most Ghanaians are wide awake now and knows what deception is and what reality is. So even if they are leaving it for us to come to continue, like I said earlier, once it's a private-public partnership and the person has the funding, why not? We'll still pick it up.
Well, Maxwell Lukutor is a parliamentary candidate for the NDC in South Tong. So my constituency.
Yes, you are supposed to be my constituent. I'm not too sure whether you still have your vote in there or you have it here in Ablekuma. Is it Central?
Ablekuma Central. I had my votes in South Tong until 2020 during COVID.
Oh, okay.
Right. It was difficult to move there, so they did re-registration, so I registered here.
Oh, okay. Oh, but you should have transferred your vote to...
my work involves sitting already.
Yeah, sure.
On that day, I'll be already.
Even on Saturday, you'll be already, so you only have to steal some time to go vote. But I still count you as one of my constituents.
Yes, of course. I count myself as a constituent of South. How South-Tongue, by the way?
Very well, very good. It's okay. We are good to go. We are business-minded people, especially within the Sogakope-Sukwe-Tefle enclave. We are always on the go, thinking about what we can do to sort ourselves out. Of course, the spillage that affected us almost a year ago took a lot of things away because of the cage fish farmers. Most of them lost property out of this, and they are yet to completely recover from the loss.
Okay.
And it's unfortunate that...
The cage fish farmers?
Yes, most of the people have their fish farms on the river.
Okay.
And because of the speed with which the water came,
okay,
most of the cages got torn apart and then scattered. Most of their fish stock scattered into the main river. And because of adaptation, they are not used to going to fend for themselves naturally. They are always giving feed to feed on. And so most of them died. And we are not able to recover from most of those struggles. So business has been slow naturally. But the other ones we do in town, the bread baking, the adodi, and then the tilapia and all those things, the individuals, yes, those ones are still going on. So naturally, it's okay, it's cool.
I see. Then you must have been happy sitting there and listening to the former president talk about the plan for those who are affected by the VRA floods.